All right, welcome back. So today now we're doing matrix multiplication. What we did last class was scalar multiplication. So what is the trick there now is we're going to be multiplying. For us to multiply two matrices together, there are two things we need to note. The number of columns in A must be equal to the number of rows in B. If so, then we can actually multiply. The number of columns here is 3 and the number of rows in B is 3, so we can actually multiply. That's the first thing we need to check. The number of rows and the number of columns must be equal. So and when we want to multiply, we multiply the number of rows, number of columns in A times the number of columns, number of rows in B. I'm going to say that because it can be confusing. To multiply matrix multiplication, we multiply the columns in A times the rows in B. So that means, let me just write it here. Let me just say A columns times B row. So you get it now. So let's solve the first question. And that's all. Let's solve this question now. This is A. The column in A times this. So that's what we're going to do. So actually, let's get to business now. So that means this times this, right? So that means 1 times 3 plus we have minus 2 times 1 plus 0 times 3. Then we use this also, this first column, to multiply the second row also now. And that will be 1 times 0 plus minus 2 times 2 plus 0 times 4. So secondly, we take the second row to multiply the second column to multiply each row in B also. That will be 8 times 3 plus 0 times 1 plus 1 times minus 3, then 8 times 0 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 4. What we're doing is we use this to multiply this just now. So the same thing still occurs here again. We take the third column to multiply this row here. So let's do that now. So we have minus 2 times 3 plus 4 times 1 plus 6 times minus 3. Then the other part now, that is minus 2 times 0 plus 4 times 2 plus 6 times 4. So we can now actually do them now. And that is going to give us 1 times 3 is 3. Then minus 2 times 1 is minus 2 plus times this, that is minus 2. 0 times 3 is 0 for the first part. So let's do the second part. The 1 times 0 is 0 plus, okay, minus this times this gives us minus 4. Then 0 times 4 also gives us 0. That's plus 0. So 8 times 3 is 24 plus 0 times 1 is 0. Minus 1 plus 1 times minus 3 is going to give us minus 3. So 2 times minus 2 times 3 is going to give us minus 6. Then 4 times 1 is 4. Minus 6 times minus 3 is going to give us minus 18. And in this case, minus 2 times. So let's do the next one. 8 times 0 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. Then we have minus 2 times 0 is minus 2. Then 4 times 2 is 8. 6 times 4 is 24. So we can actually add them up together now. So 3 minus 2 plus 0 is going to give us 1. And 0 minus 4 minus 0 is going to give us minus 4. And 24 plus 0 minus 3 is going to give us 21. And 0 plus 0 plus 4 is going to give us 4. minus 6 plus 4 minus 18 is going to give us minus 20, and minus 2 plus 8 plus 24 is going to give us 32. Wait, okay, let me check again this last part now. Okay, it's going to give us 30, not 32, because 8 plus 4, 8 plus 24 is 32. 32 minus 2 is 30, so that's our answer for that. So our answer is this, minus 1 4, and in this case you see that the row is 3 and the column is 2, so that's going to, it became 3 by 2. So that's the answer for that. So let's look at the second question. I want to show that a b equals to ba. AB is not equals to ba of matrix. That means in matrices multiplication is not commutative, unlike natural numbers where we can multiply and get the same. So in this case, let's do AB. AB also is the same way we said the number of the column times the row. In this case, do they have the same number of columns and row? Yes. Is the column and row the same thing? Yes, they are. So you can actually multiply them together. So it becomes this times this, then times this. That's what we're going to do now. So that means it becomes 0 times 1 plus minus 3 times 0. Then, so the second word now, take it to multiply the second one. 0 times 0 plus minus 3 times 2. Then the second part now, take this also to multiply both of them. So that's what we're going to do now. So that is 5 times 1 plus 2 times 0. Then the next one becomes 5 times 0 plus 2 times 2. So let's add it up together. So AB, rather this is supposed to be AB. AB equals to 0 times 1 is 0, minus 3 times 0 is 0. So 0 times 0 also is 0. 3 minus 3 times 2 is minus 6, plus times this plus is going to give us minus 6. And 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5, rather. 2 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. So that means AB simply means 0 plus 0 is 0 and minus 6 here, because 0 minus 6 is still minus 6. 5 plus 0 is 5, and 0 plus 4 is 4. So in this case, we know that our AB is 0, minus 6, 5, and 4. So what we want to do is to look for BA. So before we look for our BA, can we just quickly write B first so we can do that again? Write the column multiplied by the rows. So we have B is 1 0 1 0 and 0 2, and our A, what we have for our A is 0 minus 3, 5, and 2. So we do the same thing here again to get our BA. Just like I said, the number of the column times the row. So that means it's going to become 1 times 0 plus 0 times 5, then times the second row now. 1 times minus 3 plus 0 times 2. Then also we take this column to multiply the rows now. So it becomes 0 times 0 plus 2 times 5. Then the next one is to multiply this other row now. That's 0 times minus 3 plus 2 times 2, which will give us 1 times 0 is 0. 0 times 5 is still 0. So, and then 1 times minus 3 is minus 3. 0 times 2 is 0. Then 0 times 0 is 0 here. 2 times 5 here is 10. Then 0 times minus 3 is what? Minus 3. And 2 times 2 is 4. So we add our BA is going to give us now 0 plus 0 is 0. Minus 3 plus 0 is minus 3. And 0 plus 10 is 10. And minus 3 plus 4 is 1. So let's compare. What did we have for our AB? AB is what? We got 0 minus 6 and 5 4. And for our BA, we got 0 minus 3, 10 and 1. So we can say that AB, therefore we can say therefore or hence AB is not equal to BA. So this is how to solve matrix multiplication matrix multiplication. We're also going to check the number of rows, the number of columns multiplied by the number of rows when the rows are equal. But when they are not equal, we can't multiply that. We leave it that way. So that's all about multiplication, matrix multiplication. Thank you. See you next class. Bye.